show. It's Tuesday, and we need to pay some bills. So let's start with a message from our friends at the American Beverage Association.
Our nation is standing up for American workers, restoring the pride of making products here at home. That's what we do every day. We're America's beverage companies, making American products with American workers in America's hometowns, delivering brands that have been enjoyed for generations, creating good-paying jobs, the kind that require only a strong work ethic. Because we believe in the promise of America and the people who make it great.
Today's episode is brought to you by one of our sponsors, the American Beverage Association. A lot of people are talking American jobs these days, which is great. But our friends at America's Beverage Companies have been walking the walk this whole time, providing good-paying jobs, the kind that only require strong work ethic. Jobs that make it possible to raise a family, put down roots, and build a future. They always have been and always will be American companies making American products with American workers all across this great country. 275,000 American workers across all 50 states show up every day and put in an honest day's work to help make America great at America's beverage companies. Learn more at wedeliverforamerica.org. That's wedeliverforamerica.org. And in case you guys missed my issues with punctuation yesterday, they have nothing to do with the Epstein list. So just want to let you know that bad punctuation. If you read it, could have really created some conspiracy theories. All right, so we've got a great guest today, a big celebrity. I want to bring her in. I want to make her an even video with me. Sarah Sansoni. Sarah, are you there? How are you doing?
I'm here.
Hi. I just want to. I want to bring up. You were in this great movie. You were known for this. Star Raiders: The Adventures of Saber Rain. Who could forget?
You just ambushed me.
Who could forget?
You know what's great about this film? So first of all, I had the best time on this film. The director is a really good friend of mine, and he owns a stunt studio, which is awesome. Why would that not be your friend?
Yeah.
And he totally owns that he makes cheesy sci-fi films.
It actually looked like it was kind of reasonably high. It was a decent budget on this.
We had Casper Van Dien. But the funny thing is, I was like barely in this movie. I wasn't even supposed to be in it. I was in it for 2 seconds, but this is what everyone brings up. And I have to be like, I wasn't really that much in the movie, but that's my really good friend, Britt, on the cover. And I used to be that blonde. So I think people think that I'm her. And they think I had a way bigger role.
Have you thought about going to Comic-Cons with that?
Well, they did show it at WizardCon in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Oh. Were you on the panel for that? Did they put you on the panel? Have you thought about getting the internet?
They didn't even put actually, you know what? It's like downpouring right now where I am.
Oh no.
So it just started downpouring.
A little inside baseball, we're going to lose you. That's what's going to happen here. Is it's just going to be me talking to myself here because of the rain.
Before I came in, you did lose me for a second.
Here we go.
Yeah, I was like, oh no. And then I came back.
So we're going to need a backup guest just in case. This is the... Right, so you did go... So you did a panel at WizardCon on Star Raiders, The Adventure of...
No, I wasn't invited.
Hey, I wanted... So that was like one video that I wanted, or one thing I wanted to show you. But there was a clip that reminded me of you that I wanted to do, just to kind of kick it off, because again, like, anyway, here's the, hold on, where's it at?
Oh boy.
No, it's a normal clip, and I'm sure you're familiar with this, and you know,
it's a normal clip, right?
Totally normal clip.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay, this wants to work.
The only thing I thought. That's how I felt. I was like, what has happened? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I've been writing a lot, and maybe there's some more, but I would like to do a deluxe at some.
Okay, so I just was wondering.
Was there supposed to be a voice change?
Well, she accidentally dropped the gimmick. And I was wondering.
Some people do that. but mine is real.
I've.
Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I was just wondering when you're going to stop the act. Well, that.
I'm gonna start crashing out every time someone asks me that. No, mine is actually real. But it's funny because I get compared to Bernadette on The Big Bang Theory a lot, and hers is fake.
Isn't she on Night Court now?
Probably, I don't know.
Isn't
She
she
had
the judge on Night Court?
The girl from The Big Bang Theory, Bernadette,
Yeah.
is a judge.
She's like the main judge on hold on, Bernadette. Big Bang, because I never watched Big Bang Theory. And I tried to watch Night Court. Yes. She is the main judge on Night Court right now.
Oh, that's interesting. No, her voice was an act. But the best thing was when I would go and audition for animation in Los Angeles, I would go into a room and every single girl sounded just like me. And I was like, wait a second. This is my thing. Excuse me.
So, here we go. This is speaking of crashing out. This is the video that you wanted me to show, and I think I have the right one here. I never heard of it before.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
he's supposed to be like the man whisperer or something like that on the left. He's supposed to be one of those new influencers, that are like reaching out to young men.
Well, I don't think he's getting anywhere with this because he has people accused him of having a. Is this the right clip? Let's see. Here we go. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
and I investigated this further, but let's watch.
Okay.
Pin. I'm sorry that I have anxiety. Okay, and honestly, yeah, it is kind of the fault of people like you that want to come up here and bully and berate me over something that I don't do. Okay, so cut the shit. It's not a vape. All right, it's an anxiety pin, and God, the amount of times that I've asked you to respect me and respect my anxiety.
Did he used to be a girl? Because his mannerisms are like a little girl.
Well, it's giving whenever you have anxiety pin and you're yelling. By the way, an anxiety pin, that's a vape. Like that's just.
It is in fact
a subset of vape.
Pin is at this point getting ridiculous, Cody. So please,
justified crash out
for the final and for the billionth time. Will you please just respect the fact that it's not a vape and that it's an anxiety pin?
It's a goddamn anxiety pen. Get it right.
What flavor is your vape?
Yo, you really got me.
Get the fuck. Just
for this.
get the fuck out.
Get him out.
I hate women.
What flavor is your vape? Well, I've never been that angry at anything. Now people have gotten that angry at me a lot. Like I kind of make it a habit of accidentally making people snap, but somebody's writing that down. Or Standards and Practices is writing that down right now. I've never. Have you ever gotten that mad about anything?
Well, I'm gonna start getting this mad anytime someone asks if this is my real voice. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. It's my anxiety voice. Okay, but what I did.
Hold on, a little bit more of this clip.
You get out too, you fucking weirdo. What?
Keep forgetting it goes on.
Do you vape? Parker, do you vape?
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. What I did learn is that he is kind of, because I was like, there's no way this is real. So apparently he vapes a lot on his live streams that he does on TikTok, and you're not technically allowed to do it, but he gets past the rules.
Oh, by saying it's an anxiety pen?
Yeah, and so everyone messes with him every single live that it's a vape pen, and then he'll purposely crash out like this to go viral. But there's still a part of it where I'm like, yeah, you're gonna cut off my hands. So that's what he does.
You would think for all the money he makes doing this, he'd fix his teeth. Lower teeth are fighting for front. That is just what is happening here. I don't. So this is what the left is investing in right now. This guy.
Yeah, I didn't know an anxiety pen even existed.
What happened to the gross fat chick that they were investing in for a while?
I don't know. I actually really miss her. I really enjoyed going through a lot of her content. So I do really miss her.
she was talking about how like frat houses loved her, frat guys loved her.
Yes.
She looked like a plus size park hopper.
She
And
was like,
she
I know how to talk to the frat guys.
I know how to talk to them. They all are my favorite people, and they understand me, and they welcome me into their folds, like I welcome food into my folds.
Well, they take like a masculine woman and a feminine man, and they're like, we figured the formula out.
The formula is confuse them. This is how you're going to win. Let's just confuse them with every like two left hands and never a right one punches you. I don't understand. I don't understand. What am I missing with this? Here's, by the way, and then like we're getting through stuff too fast here. I need to slow it down.
Okay.
Because speaking of people who need to be messaging to what happened to Lena Dunham? Look, I had a bad 2.5 years and I gained a couple and I'm gonna lose it. But like what is this what success looks like? She enchants. By the way, the fact that you say she enchants on the cover of Variety.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think she's enchanting. This was also the voice of this was supposed to be the leading voice for modern women. I think it's powerful. I think it's enchanting.
She's a like she's had the same tattoos for years, right? So they just kind of stretch out on her.
Yes.
Lena Dunham rises again. Does she stand up? I don't understand. She's got like fat wrists. Like
she's doing. She must be coming out with something because she's doing like a podcast tour.
Oh God.
And all of this stuff. Do you remember her dancing to WAP?
No.
She had a video going viral. I think it was during COVID where she was dancing to WAP.
I got it. Hold on. I got it.
No.
You're welcome. Thank you. That's why I have. We may not have a producer on the show, but we do have me. Here we go. Ready?
Yeah. Oh.
This was 75 pounds ago.
This is peak empowerment. She was a writer for the show that was supposed to be like the feminist.
Creator.
She was a creator. Actually, it turned out that I think everyone on that show ended up being like nepotism babies. And they just got in because of their dads.
It was Girls, right? Wasn't it Girls?
Yeah, it was Girls. It came out on HBO. Mm-hmm.
It's what a bizarre. Wow. Did you pull that up today because you knew you were going to be on the show and you knew I pull up the images of her so you look like, I mean, you're cute, but like it makes you look like, makes me look pretty. Basically, she makes me, I put up a picture and I'm looking like a hottie next to her. You give me some long hair and I'd be better fit, better equipped than her.
Well, these are also the type of women that are telling everyone else that men suck.
Yeah, you cast the wide net, right? So they cast the wide net. Nobody likes them. Does she have a boyfriend right now? Like what's her social status?
I actually don't know. I don't know. She could be married. I honestly have no idea. Is she?
There's
I forgot about her for a while until she enchanted on the cover of Variety.
Louis Felber. Hold on. Oh boy. Hold on. I need to share this because I have not. There's an ad. We have to get an ad out first. And then there was a video of them. And it is it's a video. 4, 3, 2. God, I hate these fucking commercials.
Great video. So this is Wilbur?
This is Louis Felber.
Oh, Louis Felber. Why did I think Wilbur?
When did she turn into the cafeteria lady that I used to have in elementary school? Like, what is happening here?
That was a darn fine cafeteria lady.
Yeah, she's a Nepo baby, right? Wasn't she the one that said, too, that she, like, molested her little sister in one of her books?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she had an autobiography, and that's what she did. That's what she said in it.
That guy's got some... I like that in this picture, his teeth match his shirt.
They do match his shirt.
Yikes. I just don't understand. Do you think I mean, is it for the money? Do you think he's with her for the money, or do you think it's just the stunning personality?
I actually see a lot more that's going on here. He's like one of those guys. To me, it's probably, I don't know. Maybe they love each other. Maybe it's just a beautiful, lovely, romantic relationship, and they're running through daisies. That's exactly what's happening. But I don't know. That's one of those relationships where I feel like she probably wears the pants in the entire thing too. Like he looks like he's like in his feminine, she's in her masculine. And that's the typical relationship that you'll see amongst a radical feminist like her.
Yeah, yeah. Shuck says this reminds me of the Hank Johnson Helium episode for some reason. I don't know why. I don't understand. And
I don't either.
A new Kanko bracelet. Don't crash out, please. Enough comments about this nice lady's voice. The last time that you were on, by the way, speaking of this, people accuse me of flirting with you, and I think that's wrong. And I keep my.
Why would they think that?
I don't know.
That's weird. I didn't get that vibe.
I didn't either. And
I thought you were pretty
professional.
Yeah, and kind of off-putting.
Yeah, trust me. I've been told that. I get a weekly report. They give me a report. They go, "Hey, can you work on the punctuation? Do you actually standards and practices?" They give me a whole list of jokes and whatever that I'm not allowed to say. I just like look. I was offended by that, and I think that was disgusting that people would think that I would.
That's really gross. Why would you?
I don't know at all. Okay, so we've now gone through all of the stuff that we had planned for the entire show, and it's been 17 minutes. Sarah, what? I just, here's the thing. I have a problem because I talk. The internet listens to you, and this is your reel.
Oh, gross.
Can we go through it?
Yeah. I don't even know what's on there.
I don't either. Is this copyright?
No. I don't think so. This is going to be bad.
You've been a star of stage and screen, an accomplished improv actress, comedian.
My biggest accomplishment was that I wasn't invited to WizardCon.
Well, I wasn't invited to the White House for the 4th of July. So, hey, 6 1/2 dozen the other. We're all the same. We're all the same on this one. It's fine. Look.
That's it's so similar.
So this is your reel. I have a reel somewhere. Hey, how about this? How about I'll do your reel and I'll balance it out. I'll play my reel after we play your reel.
What's on your reel? Yours is going to be a lot different than mine.
Mine's going to be a lot different than yours. All right, here we go. Here's yours.
This is bad. I just realized the clip. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Is there nudity in this? But what are
you'll see when it comes up.
Okay, here we go. I've never watched this.
I forgot what's on it.
I can't do it. I stand out. I have blonde hair. People notice me.
This is drama.
This was drama.
Hey, have you ever been to a movie with someone who every time they see the product on the screen, they yell out the name of the product?
What product is on this screen?
Nothing. I'm just naming the genre of acting that I'm seeing.
Happening. I don't really.
You're sad here.
Time.
I'll take this one. You take that one.
Okay.
This is gonna take a while. We're gonna need dinner.
I'm working.
I loved you on Modern Family. How many seasons did that run for?
That was kind of ish, huh? Who's the lady on there?
It.
I forgot her name.
Julie Bowen. Celebrity crush of mine.
I don't know anymore.
I'm working.
I see.
I'm a liberal.
Hashtag mansplaining.
But this was at the Blaze, wasn't it? This is the Blaze offices.
Yeah, I used to go there all the time with that hat on and just. Why are you promoting my show?
I'm doing more promotion of your show right now.
Do you know who I am? I almost went to WizardCon.
I reported at WizardCon in Austin.
No, you didn't. Did you really?
I did. I wonder if we didn't overlap.
Or
Yeah.
maybe you crossed paths with my film.
Maybe.
Hi, Alan. Did you turn in your bracket for the March Madness pool?
No, I don't really follow football.
See, it's actually basketball.
Yeah,
Alan.
sure.
So,
Okay.
How much of this do you want to watch?
Oh, I don't care.
I
You're
don't
already
either.
bored. My acting is boring you.
Well, I've seen it in real life.
I could say it 3 times fast. Rear end, rear end, rear end.
Are you finished?
I think so. Babe, you have to relax a little bit. Go with the flow.
What were you saying?
Oh, I was gonna wait till you got to the scene where I had the really big hair, but I don't know exactly if it's in here. Oh god, that's it.
What's happening here? Hello.
Let go of the.
What, okay, can you explain this? What? What? Because I'm like hello, and then I was like hello, and then all of a sudden, what's happening? Can you explain what is this? Can you
There's
talk about your?
there's no explanation.
This was now. What are you? What role is this? This is a Marvel.
I had to go sideways through the doors.
What? Just what? Just for people watching. What? Just what the? There's a song that I really enjoy called "What the Fuck Is Happening Here," and can you just explain to people what we're seeing, please? You okay?
This
Pull
is
it together.
that's
Can we be
that-
professional for this interview, please? I'm just doing a career anthology for you. Can you? Okay, are you good? Can we move on? What? What's happening? Here?
That was I'm clearly an artist.
What will you describe? We haven't even gotten to the topic today, which is the Epstein list.
Oh, we should pivot directly there.
No, I don't think. No, I think this is good. We're only a minute. What's happening here?
You know, some of us have jobs.
So you did not hear, and what? Can you explain?
That is all my hair, by the way.
But what character are you playing? Is that Storm?
So it was about I was this yoga teacher in the 80s, and I had like I'm trying to remember. I don't even remember what it was. I was like this really sweet little girl, and then I would turn evil and my hair would grow and my shoulders would grow too, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
And I think I tried to murder my boyfriend, I think. That's what I did.
Okay. Well, that's nice. Just want to see that. Just
It was
walk.
actually a comedy. That was the other half of me.
Do you still have this outfit, or like what's the?
No. They wouldn't let me keep it.
They're like, we need to put that back on the car.
We need to return these to save on the budget costs.
That's nice.
It's called pain.
Oh. I don't know what that is.
Oh, this
I
is
just kept
sad.
seeing all these people post all of these self-absorbed pictures of themselves, looking the exact same in every single photo in situations that no one cares about. And it made me think to myself,
Why am I not doing that?
Big fat.
Hey, can you be quiet while we watch this?
I wrote that line.
He's the best.
Okay, you look crazy. All right, are we good? What else do I need to say? I'm just gonna.
Why are we watching this?
I just want to go through because I want to give you a career anthology here. Here you go, one more.
Oh, I'm in Antifa now.
We're talking about.
Yes. We found our girl. Absolutely. I'm in. We found our girl. Yes.
This was the Blaze too, right?
We're talking about brain.
Enough of that. Do you want to? I'll show you just real quick a little bit of mine. All I do is insult
Yeah,
people. for a
let's
living.
dissect you now.
Yeah, let's do that. You can, and you can say stop whenever you would like. Because I don't think I've ever done this before. Actually, when we're
Okay, we're gonna watch.
this is like what I think this is going to be a good palate cleanse episode of the show here that no one's watching. All right, here we go. Ready?
How long ago was this?
Just before COVID.
Okay.
Please welcome our friend and yours, Tim Young.
They used to hire me to come out and act like an asshole on the
when you
news.
talk about modeling and the pressures women are against, it would be inappropriate, especially to start with Tim, who's eating right now.
Am I getting white? Do I lose my job now?
Is that a burrito?
Yeah, it was a gyro, and the story was, it was these models that were getting fired for gaining weight. And, and so I put that tray of food on the table and just started eating the whole time. And I gained weight till I lose my job here. Presidential candidate or TV personality?
TV personality.
Presidential candidate.
No, it did pick you too.
They all look alike.
Because of their.
I did see
How
them.
about The Office, the musical, and off-Broadway production? We didn't ask for it, but we got it.
Louis, by the way, is my favorite congressman because when I had a terrible ulcer and I had to like starve myself. Was the one. Remember when I looked at AIDS here? They did the gun sit-in. He was the one. Hi. He was the one. But there's things that you can get specifically from Amazon that you may not get anymore. In particular,
give me an example.
2-pound bag of just the Lucky Charms marshmallows.
Well, true.
It's time for the lightning round.
Okay, this is the last thing I'll say because I used to. This is my 2020 video. Here we go.
These are all Labor Day related questions, Jim. Get ready, Locay.
Okay, let's do this.
You're at a Labor Day cookout. What do you bring? Potato salad or coleslaw?
Coleslaw.
Wrong. Fried chicken. What's the average length of time a woman is in labor?
So we're here at the iconic bench. Yeah, there you go. So that's enough of like.
I wanted the answer.
I used to show up very drunk for those segments. Like notably drunk. And I used to get paid SAG minimum for that. That's where I got my little SAG card.
Well, good for you.
Lord Timothy Young. That was a thing. All right. So let's talk about this. So Trump today, let's do a real news story, shall we?
Okay, sure. We can do that.
Trump was asked about the Epstein files today. And well, here's a 2-minute clip from our good friend Liz Wheeler, who would never publicly acknowledge me. Here we are. Okay. Here we go. Turn up the volume. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump being asked about the Epstein files today. Why I lost the clip. There we go.
Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former Labor Secretary, who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Costa, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of the death?
Yeah, sure. If I
could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the...
She's got to take notes on this.
Things.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know
And
that.
are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Before she gets to that, do you want to make sure we never get invited to the White House here?
Go ahead.
The floor is yours, Tim. That is the absolute wrong way to answer that question.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is clearly, I don't know who advised him on this one. And look, I understand that he's actually handling world politics and everything. on and all the crazy things that are going on. But it is the number one news story. It is the number one thing that everyone is talking about right now.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, by the way, Jim Bob, my SAG-AFTRA name is Lord Timothy Young. And the Epstein story is not going away. Yeah, please tell me I have some more gaslighting. Look, I just this is just answer it. Just even if it's repeating what was released yesterday, which was there's no list or whatever you want to go with, just answer it and get it out of the way. Be like, that's it. By the way, the guy asking the question, I'm pretty certain is Phil Wegman. I recognize his voice. I used to work with him. He's a respectable journalist where I used to work at a respectable place. I mean, I still do. But God, hold on. Fuck me. I get a phone call about that one. Respectable. I love everywhere that I work. Fuck me. All right, just take that note down.
Are you good?
Yeah, sorry. I'm going to the phone. Just checking to make sure the phone doesn't ring. But he's a respectable guy from a respectable place. I used to work with him. And that's a real question. That was a good question. Hey, look, you want to clear this up? Let's clear it up. You know, look, there's all these rumors, especially on the right, of Jeffrey Epstein being a foreign agent or a CIA operative or whatever. But we want to know, and I think people have the right to know, what's going on here. So like just him saying like, are we still talking about this? Like, again, like this is one of the few times I've seen Trump either uninformed or trying to avoid a question that just didn't look good.
Yeah, I agree. And I think Caroline Leavitt did something yesterday that was very similar. It was the first time that I saw her in a very similar situation. And at the very beginning of the administration, it was the Trump admin that made a deal about we have the list, we're going to release them. That's a priority. So, and I think the thing is, the general public, the consensus that I'm getting amongst a lot of people is that was almost wishful thinking to think that we were going to get it that fast, but they're the ones that got our hopes up. Our hopes would not have been up. We would all have been like, we're probably not going to see them. You know, there's a lot of stuff, or it's going to take them a really long time to, I don't know. I've heard a lot of things about what they have could possibly contain. But it was them that said, no, this is a priority. So especially for that. And then Trump to be like, whoa, why would you even ask that question? Why would they not ask that question?
I don't know, but we're not done yet because Pam Bondi then answers, which remember again, it was yesterday. So I went through this yesterday. It was at one point she said it was on her desk, and then Caroline Leavitt said, oh no, she just meant all the papers were on her desk. And it's like, no, she didn't.
I did rewatch that clip actually within the past 2 hours. I did rewatch it, and I get what they're saying because they said, do you have the Epstein list? It was like a Fox News clip, I think. Yeah. And it was like, do you have the Epstein list on your desk? And she sort of answered really quickly and was like, yeah. And I also have the MLK files and the JFK files and all of this stuff. So it could have been a trip up on words, still. Yeah.
Hold on. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and do this. Robbie Starbuck, because I have this is the magic of the internet here.
What?
Here's the clip of her.
Yay. Yeah,
DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
Sounds like she's got the list on her desk.
No, I see what you're saying, but I also see how I think she got in over her head.
Okay, let's play it again. Yeah, do you think she just didn't know what she had? And then, I mean, you're such a nice person.
No, I do. I honestly think she just didn't know what she had, and she was talking too much in the beginning, if that makes sense.
Yeah. All right,
that's my instinct, but
and then we'll go back to what she says now. But like, let's play this just one more time because
DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files.
To me, it sounds like it's on her desk.
Yeah. Well, she has everything on her desk. But here's what I'll say. They should have just been more transparent from the very beginning or not have said anything yet.
Correct.
Say, we don't know what we're looking at. And I actually learned there's a difference between like transparency and honesty. Obviously, they live in the same family, but transparency is like, let's say I have a girlfriend or boyfriend. Hey, I'm going out to lunch with my assistant and my coworker. Instead of like, who are you out to lunch with? And then being honest afterward. If they just would have been like open and transparent about everything, and it feels like they're hiding things and then they're over promising.
Yeah, to follow up on that, do you have a girlfriend or boyfriend?
I don't know. Do you?
Yeah, I do. All right.
Who is she?
Some bitch. All right, let's get back to.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I said I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day.
Yeah, no kidding.
To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively. The video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was...
Here goes all my demonetized like a motherfucker on that from YouTube. Here we go.
Off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well.
You have a video and you miss 60 seconds of a video every night.
Okay, so
every goddamn night we miss 62 seconds of footage. Go ahead.
And it's at the exact same time every single night, and no one that works at the prison would know that.
Yeah.
Again, she didn't satisfy anything there.
No.
Not a thing.
No. I don't know. Yeah, let's see what hi Newark, New Jersey. Hi Inez Fernandez. And Pam Bonnie's defense, her desk is huge. Yes.
She does probably have a really big desk.
Yeah. Oh, here you go. If you don't repost this broadcast, Sarah will cry on camera. She will.
I'm going to cry, I'm going to crash out, and I'm going to have to use my anxiety pin. And then I'm going to start yelling at everyone.
It's not going away. Ruining Trump's perfect score. Better come up with something better. This didn't help anything.
It just didn't help. And it's kind of a stain, and it was really embarrassing how they rolled it out and then had everyone come over to it felt like a reality television show is how they were dealing with all of this. And then for nothing to come.
That's my problem is so she reviewed it, right? They're missing a few things. And I guess because Trump kind of stomped it out, they didn't really follow up as much. But they gave all those empty binders to those influencers. So they're confirming here that they turned those influencers into a pile of fucking suckers.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's literally what they're saying here is they're like, hey, so out of fucking luck. Who's Epstein? He's my accountant. He does my taxes. Because again, there are a few elements here. Because and that's why, like, again, what sucks, and I'm not going to get an invite or whatever, but let's take a look at this. I don't know if any of these influencers have said anything this time. I think a few of them said something before, but like they're confirming here that she did then review them, gave them binders of empty shit, sent them out, said, hey, there might be media outside, have a great time, and a couple of them went out and did a little dance and shook their asses for the media. And then and they had nothing, and they knew the entire time that they gave these people empty binders. I mean,
it feels like you were promised something so exciting and you got your hopes up, and then you're like, hey, what about that thing? What thing? That's what it feels like. Leave me alone.
This doesn't. Why are you lying? Aren't we finished? Aren't you tired of talking about? That sounds like, by the way, I don't know if you've ever.
Huh?
I don't know if you've ever been in an abusive relationship, but it sounds like one of those lines that like the abuser would say to you, like, "Hey, can you clean XYZ? Aren't you tired of talking about cleaning? Don't you have better things to do?"
That's what it feels like. It's not very nice.
It's not very nice. It's like this is like
They're being mean.
borderline personality. They love bomb you, and then they make you question yourself. They gaslight you, and then the only thing that was missing here is when you say, "Hey, you're gaslighting me," then they turn to you and they go, "You don't even know the definition of gaslighting."
Yeah. Like ultimate gas. That's exactly what they did. And it was well, it was another, I can't remember if it was a congresswoman but there was another person who was tweeting when Trump took office that, oh, there's going to be explosive stuff in here when these files come. I cannot remember who it was, but there was at least another person that was promising, oh, the information that we're going to learn is explosive.
And then after this, they were like, "Hey, no refreshments for you on the way out of the way.
Mind your business. Stop
more.
asking questions."
Hey, weren't you the one that asked about the little box of Trump M&Ms from none? Get out of here.
You don't get any M&Ms.
No Trump labeled M&Ms. Get the fuck out. But how dare you ask about this boring topic? Oh, so boring. I'm gonna do that if I ever anger anyone again. Whoa, what are we asking me about? I thought we were done with that. Oh, so boring.
Well, they did. They started it. Like they started it.
Yes. Again, it's a narcissistic personality disorder. I had it in my algorithm on Instagram for about 3 weeks, so I know all about it. Damaged ladies on Instagram. They again. More fun. I just want to watch this clip again because it was just look. There aren't many errors. This White House has been great. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I feel like this is the one topic I've seen so many errors over. If you go back and look at Kash Patel and Joe Rogan, that was that was one. And then Caroline Levitt answering a question about it. That was kind of another one. And now this. It's like, wait a second.
The Trump train did not derail today, but it did slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
The tracks were a little bumpy.
I still like Trump.
I like him a lot. No, I'm not. Yeah. Look, this is. I thank you for the tax cuts and the big beautiful bill.
But I'm a little hurt. My feelings are a little hurt.
If he would have responded like just harsh and been like, "I don't fucking care," and you shouldn't either, I'd be like, okay. It was just like, I'm so over it. Here we go. Here's this question again. I'm pretty sure this is Phil Wegman, who's a good reporter.
Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked.
Let's watch Pam Bondi's face because she's starting with kind of a smile. And let's just see where it goes because I did not pay attention to this on the last watch.
I was gonna say real quick, she uses a lot of she's done this before in several of these interviews. She'll use like filler words like he's a disgusting man and all, but okay, well, how is he disgusting?
Well, because of the child stuff.
Well, yeah, but she'll use a lot of words to kind of fill in space while she's talking, which is also kind of like.
That's good. That's a good prosecutor. That's a good prosecutor. We were taught that when I was trained as a litigator in law school.
Oh, really?
And you sound smarter too when you use big words. Oh, it's a thing. It's actually a thing.
Worked for
you can tell.
American or foreign intelligence agency. The former labor secretary.
Marco Rubio, by the way, God bless that man. Like he keeps the straightest face.
He does.
He holds it together. That's why, like when he broke, when they did they asked Trump about calling the head of NATO daddy, the head of NATO calling him daddy. Like he finally was able to show emotion. Look, it might be like an ear thing for me with him. Like all respect to him, but he's kind of like the Vulcan of the. I don't know if you know Star Trek or not, but he's kind of like it's exactly who you want for Secretary of State. By the way, the guy's.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. The Vulcans try to not show on Star Trek. They try to show no emotion or whatever, and he's got it. Like this guy, I trust him negotiating in multiple languages because he's fluent. Is he the first fluent Spanish speaker that's been Secretary of State too?
I have no idea actually.
Like in the middle of everything here, I think he was 99-1 on the on confirmation too when he was confirmed. Like he's wow. he was like the pick. Like he's the guy.
Mhm.
Like he's great at what he does. But like he's always there. I mean, that's his role to be there. And I'm
Mhm.
just like, man, that guy. Like he has his job. I couldn't do it. Keep a straight face the whole time.
Oh
Don't say
gosh, no, I couldn't either.
anything.
Especially behind that crew.
No. Yeah, here we go.
Who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Costa. He allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of the stabbing?
Yeah, sure. If I
Pam,
could,
could I just interrupt for
Sure.
1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep?
Again,
Wow.
like just watch Rubio and watch her.
That is unbelievable.
She's smirking.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to waste?
Because you know why? Like he's kind of helping her out, and Trump is again a master negotiator too, and you're watching him, maybe even giving her time to come up with an answer here. So she's not put on the spot. I think he's helping her out here, and I think
No, I think so too. Mm-hmm.
there was a little bit of a smirk on the corner of her mouth. Like again, brilliant people here. Chuck says he hates that Bongino is being held hostage. All right, here we go.
The time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on
And he
Epstein.
deferred to her, by the way. He's helping her out here. Like
Oh,
that's,
he is. Yeah, that was my instinct out because he's pretty protective over his employees.
yeah.
Over the ones that he really likes. So that was my instinct. He's protective, and she has gone dragged a little bit because of all of this on social media. And I'm sure he's seen.
You get on this one, but no, I think he handled protecting her. So again, let's go with I'm going to be positive, right? Number one, this was total debacle.
Oh, absolutely.
But in the middle of it, you've got Marco Rubio, who shows no emotion ever. This guy, fucking just Marco Rubio again, and then Trump is covering for it here. Here.
At a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas, it just seems like a desecration. But you go ahead.
But by the way, this was this is a failure of his comms team. It's just a failure of his comms team. He should have been prepared for that. And whatever answer came, like again, and he handled it well enough to protect her, to give her time to answer, because it's such a hefty question. He knew this. But like they should have had something for him to say.
Yeah, and listening to the question again, it wasn't a gotcha question at all. Like it was a very reasonable question and is exactly what a lot of people want to know. So that is very surprising. I feel like he's pretty good at answering questions like that they weren't more prepared for that.
And that's also why people are looking at this and going,
what's going on? Yeah.
Because Trump usually it's a 1-2 punch with this guy.
And he is very transparent about everything. I feel like with most things, he's very transparent.
This was the first time, I think, in his entire political career that there's been this kind of answer. And I think that's what's significant about this. So here we go.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I said, I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed.
By the way, Ghislaine Maxwell, what did she go to jail for?
Oh my gosh, I should know that. Are you looking it up?
Yeah, because
what was her exact charge?
Yeah. What is in jail for? 20 years in prison. Okay, so here we go. This is from DOJ. 20 years in prison for conspiring to abuse minors. So she's in for that, but not for trafficking.
Not for trafficking. That's very interesting.
No, here we go. Yeah.
Is there trafficking on there? So who are they trafficking them to?
Following a 1-month jury trial of conspiracy to entice minors to travel or engage in acts, conspiracy to transport minors to participate in acts, transporting minors to participate in acts, and trafficking conspiracy. So yes, trafficking conspiracy and trafficking a minor. To who? You're right. To who?
Okay, so the wording of that could, let's play devil's advocate. Could that just be Jeffrey Epstein, that she was helping traffic for him?
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't.
There's
have
no
to-
clarification.
There's no more when you are when you're trafficking, or okay, so conspiracy to is different than actually following through with it,
Mm-hmm.
and then actually trafficking could be just to Epstein.
Yeah. So it's so vague.
It's so it's like, let me just. I'm doing the old, and that's the only 2 times that is mentioned in the entire.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That's so interesting too, because you'll hear people talk about Ghislaine Maxwell, and I couldn't even think off the top of my head what she was actually charged with.
So I'm doing a search here of this, and again, I don't have the full court document in front of me. I'm sure somebody has it, but there's nothing about a list. There's nothing about client. Yeah, oh, she also had to pay I thought that was a $750 fine. She also had to pay it's a $750,000 fine. That's nothing for her.
Oh, I thought $750. I was like, that's what the Hurricane Helene victims got.
That is a comma there, so I'm assuming that's just they're missing a 0 on that. But yeah, I don't. It just smells funny to me.
It's the fumbling of it all that makes it smell even funnier.
Yes, because you know what it is. It's not just the fumbling of it all. It is the fact that Trump is so perfect with his responses most of the time. Usually he knocks out the park and then just goes on a little bit more to like spike the football on people when he does it.
Mm-hmm.
That like when you hear him, and again, I think this is one of the first times I've ever heard him fumble like this or kind of gaslight like this. It just it stands out like a sore thumb.
I wonder, you know how he obviously had that nature to be kind of to cover for Pam Bondi a little bit in that clip. I wonder if there's some of that going on that we're not really aware of.
Maybe.
Because that would be one reason I could see him behave that way. Because I don't think he's implicated at all in those files. And he also might be annoyed too at Elon Musk for bringing it up. I don't know. But I wonder if he's being protective for some reason, but not in a nefarious way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm looking for like older things because again, I do remember, and again, I've got this comment pulled up by Jim Bob. The names were sealed by the judge. I remember do you remember that? Like, I mean, this is again,
It also, so someone has made the point as well that there might not be like an actual client list of his clients that he had in this like tiny little black book. Could be more like just like logs and directories of all of the people that he know. And it would make sense if you have, you know, bigger influential people that he rubbed elbows with. Maybe they're not necessarily guilty, but they're named in some of these documents at some point. Like Trump is obviously going to be named, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's guilty of any crime. Jeffrey Epstein was a very connected guy that had a lot of connection, or that was hanging out in these groups a lot. Yeah, just because you have a picture with somebody doesn't necessarily mean you're. So I don't know if it has to do with that as well. There are a lot of people that just don't want any connection to him whatsoever, but it's still so. But 2 things can be true at once. It still smells funny.
There was when they said he didn't do himself in, and it was Ash and Dan Bongino sitting there. I think there is a play on words in all of this that we're not paying attention to. Because when they did that, they said we looked at the file and there's no evidence that he didn't do himself in. And I mean, here's the file. Doesn't say at the end. We're clear.
Yeah, that's how it feels. That's why. Like, okay, what else is going on?
And you just made the point. God, I just wanted to make fun of you tonight, and here you are being smart. You just made the point that there's no list, right? There's no actual bullet pointed list.
Like Dan, David.
Yeah.
Whatever.
If you go through all the files, there's probably a whole bunch of fancy names that have been.
For sure. And we know that Trump's going to be in those too.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he flew on the plane. Didn't he get a free ride on the plane once?
Yeah, he borrowed his plane. I can't remember the year, but this is another interesting thing about Trump because I followed his Epstein connection for a while,
Mhm.
and he has actually been really helpful throughout the whole thing. He kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago. I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
remember what year. And then he actually worked with a lawyer, I think that represented one of the victims or
Yeah.
represented someone.
Yeah.
And he was really transparent with the lawyer, and the lawyer even came out in defense of Trump and just said like Trump was always very transparent. He gave me all the time I needed, answered all my questions, and actually helped me a little
And
bit.
the 50,000 foot on all of this is if he was in any way connected with Jeffrey Epstein for the dirty stuff, it would have been used against him years ago to end his political career.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, and recently too, after there was some news about the files that came out recently, or maybe it was after Virginia's death, but a lawyer that represented Epstein 10 days, he started representing him 10 days before he died.
Yeah.
He actually had a tweet about, yeah, I specifically spoke with Epstein about Trump out of curiosity and wanted to know if there was anything bad about him, and Epstein said no.
There you go.
Yeah. And then people were like, he's violating client confidentiality or something. Like, I don't care. I wanted the information.
Yeah, I wanted to know. Yeah, no, I want to know. What are you talking about? Like, I want to know
Yeah.
what's going on here.
Yeah. But he did say that, and that was someone that represented Epstein. So,
Yeah. Yeah. That's
but it might not be illegal, but it could be very embarrassing for a lot of people. If that, there could be a spectrum. There could be a lot of people who there's some crimes, and then there could be a whole like slew of people where they didn't necessarily commit a crime, but they could have very embarrassing stuff that would come out.
yeah. Yeah. Um the whole thing. Just
Yeah, it's all weird.
It's such a
People
botch.
are gross.
Such a botch today. Let's talk about gross people because I've been hooked on gross people lately, especially with the tragedies that have happened in Texas.
Yeah.
What's the griftiest thing you've seen so far from
The griftiest thing, like in what direction?
any well, when it comes to this current tragedy, because there's one that bothers me. I talked about it on the Will Kane show today. I'm sure you watched that clip before you came on. That's a no.
I did watch some of it.
You did not.
Yes, I did.
You know what?
I saw you talking about Texas. I did watch it.
Okay. Well, that really narrows it down.
You were talking about the floods.
Yes.
And you were talking about people grifting, but go ahead.
No, I just what's been the worst grifty thing that you've seen so far? Because I have a favorite, and by a favorite I mean the worst.
I feel like mine's gonna go dark.
Mine's
is yours dark?
Mine's dark.
It was actually a whole thing that was happening. So I wasn't really on X or Twitter a lot today, but I was on TikTok, and there was this woman. Actually, it was talked about a little bit on X, but there is a woman who made a series of videos. Actually, there are a few people on the left making videos saying that the girls, and they were what was really sick is they were that basically they deserved what they got because it was a white Christian camp and because of who their parents voted for. And one of the girls that really went viral for this, she actually lived in Texas, and she was on like I didn't even know this was a job. She was on or a thing. She was on like a food insecurity board or something, but she got fired after her videos went viral. But it's ridiculous. And the same thing happened with North Carolina. People just assume, well, first of all, you're a broken adult, like especially as a grown woman, you're just an extremely broken adult to even make that connection. And I don't know if she was doing it for like rage bait to grow her page or if that's really how she felt. But yeah, I don't even know how you could go there. And then she brought up the migrant families. Well, we're separate. None of these, of course, she just assumes they're all Republicans. None of these Republicans say anything about the migrant children. I did sit down and think about this though. Oh, they were like, the only reason this is being covered in the media is because it's a white camp. And I sat and thought to myself, I'm like, you would think that because the media that you watch, like I guarantee you have no idea that there were about 300,000 migrant children that went missing. There are all these stories and things about that never even hit the leftist media because they don't cover those things. So in her world, yeah, it doesn't get covered.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if the View said anything crazy today. Yeah, here we go. My friend over at the Media Research Center, before we get into this, of course, the View had something horrible to say.
After action reports are really important, but politicizing and pointing fingers is not the answer.
Yeah, but Trump does it all the time.
But
He
we
immediately starts the blame game.
Yeah, but don't
so maybe
cater to
Ms.
the
Levitt
lowest
should take
common denominator.
to talk to her boss.
I don't think it's about pointing fingers. I think it's about assessing how this could have been avoided, why
It's pointing fingers.
why it happened. When we have the school shootings, everyone sends thoughts and prayers, but they never want to talk about it.
But there is a
and
difference.
Then we forget about it because another school shooting.
But there is a
happened,
difference
another one
with a
happened.
school shooting. It's fair to say this could be avoided because there is an X factor of a person in a gun with a will to do it. With a natural disaster, I disagree that it's like this could have been avoided.
One person.
She's talking about the sirens. The sirens.
I know, but to say that would have resulted in no loss of life, I don't think there's any.
They would have
data
at
to
least
suggest
known that was
They would have
coming.
So yeah, so of course the View was just as disgusting as usual. When you talk about like where people are getting their news from on this stuff,
That's where
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
they're watching The View.
And so here's the story on that. By the way, the Houston mayor criticizes former member of city's food insecurity board again. Like
That's her, yeah.
Said he's working
That's
to
the
permanently
TikTok.
remove. Yeah, former member of the city's food insecurity board after she made racially charged comments about the Camp Mystic, a Christian all-girls camp in Kirk County that's been particularly devastated by the flooding. Yeah, I know. Probably. Yeah. So this is what's this? Is it Sade Perkins?
Sadie, I think is how you say it.
Sadie. It's not Sade. She doesn't go with the classier name.
Well, it's weird because her name, I've been on this day. Her name is Sadie, but I think her handle is like Sade or something.
Okay.
But I think you actually pronounce her name Sadie.
Well, I just think of the singer, you know.
Sade.
Sade. But yeah, so that's here you go. Far left activists and former appointee mock Texas flood victims. Again, this is like, and by the way, they're the toys that I buy. This is the first time I've gotten an advertisement for something that I haven't bought ever. So again, like, and now we're up to over 100 dead. By the way, it's horrifying.
Yeah, that's really horrible. The thing is, I was actually listening to a local meteorologist talk about the weather that was happening, and it's so eerily similar to what happened in Western North Carolina. It was just, no pun intended, but it was like the perfect storm of weather events, and then the terrain not absorbing the moisture that was already on the ground. And it's Texas Hill Country too, which is, I mean, I've never been to Texas Hill Country, but it's the same thing in Asheville, North Carolina. It's so hilly. Like when you're driving on those little roads, you're like, if any rush of water comes in, you're just a goner. And it happens so quickly, there's almost no warning that you could have. But they were warned.
It was the equivalent of like Niagara Falls in like an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, and I talked about this with the Texas Land Commissioner last night. By the way, Jim Bob saying, "Don't worry, Sarah. Tim never does his homework, especially when it's a book promotion." No shit. I never read the books. And I'm lucky I remember the titles of them. But no, I talked about this with the Texas Land Commissioner yesterday because I get tornado warnings all the time. I get flood warnings a lot when I'm here, and I don't pay attention to them.
Most people, and they're flood prone. So they're probably used to getting floods, but nothing like that. That's like an event that's like once in, like Western North Carolina, they did have a flood that was worse than that, but it happened, I think like I don't know, I'm saying the wrong number, but like 70 something years ago.
Yeah. So weather modification is a conspiracy theory. Also, a weather modification company was cloud seeding 2 days before the flood. Yes. And so I talked about this on Fox today. Actually, Will King covered this today. The cloud seeding wasn't working. It wasn't like he actually said that like they have data on it and it wasn't producing the stuff that they wanted it to produce at all. So unless something changed. Hey, did you see the Twisters movie? Did you see Twisters?
It's a good film.
The new one?
No, I didn't see the new one.
It's a good one.
That's a good one to see in the moving seats. But it's not in the theaters, is it?
No, it's gone now. But you know, we saw Jurassic Park. Can we just talk about this now? Am I allowed to just be
Mhm.
open about? Can I be open about this? We went to
Yeah,
see
you can be open.
We went, and can you tell everybody how the hold on, let's pull up a logo so that people know what we're doing.
Oh, I wanted to tell somebody about this.
Hold
Okay,
on,
I won't give
Jurassic
a
World-
spoiler though.
Let me can we just get where's a good I need a good picture.
There's a word that I really want to say right now that I learned during that movie.
Hold on. Was it when I
don't
was
know.
yelling out the every sponsorship every time I saw it? M&M's, Snickers. By the way, the entire reason that Jurassic Park was complicated was a Snickers bar.
It kind of did
Imagine
start
that.
the whole thing.
Imagine that pitch. Hey, we want to. No, that's why the dinosaur got it. That's why the whole thing, they had to evacuate the whole island because of a Snickers bar.
Wait a second. The entire movie was like one of those Snickers commercials where they get really hangry.
Really
the dinosaur just didn't. He needed a Snickers. He didn't have one. He was just really hangry the whole time.
Hey,
All
actually,
of them.
And at the end, he almost gets one, and then.
Nope.
Oh. Oh.
Nope.
Okay.
How dare you?
Standard. So why did can you tell everyone why
Yes. I already know what you're gonna say.
why the dinosaurs died? Because so what we left. Hold on. Before
Cloud
we get
seeding.
there- well, hold on. Before we get there. Oh, so cloud seeding is not a conspiracy theory; it's a real thing.
No, I know they actually did it in San Diego. I have proof of this. They did it in San Diego before they had some flooding there, and no one had flood insurance because it doesn't flood there very often, and people were very mad, and they went to city council.
Okay. And also, if you ever, I stayed at the Hotel Coronado, and the cross-checked. It's like one
for
thing.
you.
Well, I'm famous and influential, and the cross-checked like sky pattern was so
You
ridiculous.
realize you say that like once an hour. You say that you're famous and influential. Like you say that a lot throughout the day.
It's my catchphrase. I said it. I think I said it on. I said
Did
it.
you say it earlier today?
I accused Will Kane as a concierge key on American Airlines, and I. Anyway, so.
But are you in the Admiral Club?
No, he's in that. He's just concierge key. He's in all of it. He's just like he's got the next level up from me, which I didn't think. I mean, that you want to talk about something? I was like, I'm legitimately jealous of this right now, and like the whole crew was just like laughing because it's anyway. So, because I'm famous and hilarious and influential, and then people just laugh at all my things. So, can you tell everyone while I got you here? Just so when we left off Jurassic World, Chris Pratt had a blue raptor, right? And then the animals they were going to auction them off, I believe, in the last one to rich people, and then they let them all free, and then they went into the world. Did you not see that one? What is so funny?
I know it wasn't that. Actually, the real story was that the neo dinosaurs, those are the newer dinosaurs that Jurassic Park created, or whatever, the scientist. What's his name? They're dying off because of climate change.
Yes.
And that's why they were pissed.
Yeah. And so they're all dead. So all the dinosaurs are dead except on like one island. They're like, we need to work our way around this.
Where they have the mutant dinosaurs, D-Rex.
Which was the very first time that I interrupted the movie.
It's actually his rap name.
I just like that. I think that was the loudest thing I said in the movie to you was when I saw the D-Rex, and I said it's because he mutated me. Got a huge dick. It's not a T-Rex anymore. It's a D-Rex. Like what? I thought
it was just because he got D's on his credit card at school or something.
It's his credit rating.
It's D. Is that your celebrity status, D? D-list?
No, I'm lower than that. I don't know.
Oh.
What's your celebrity status? You were
It's
in
like, I'm a Q.
Star
I'm a
World
Q.
7. You were Star World 7, Revenge of the Fallen, or whatever it was. Dark
I'm
Side of the
I'm on the QRS list.
Dude, look, Jim Bob loves you, by the way.
Hi, Jim.
She cracks me up too. But so climate
I
change.
was in Star Raiders.
Who the fuck I am. What was your role in Star Raiders?
My name was Andromeda.
And how long were you in? How long
for
were
like,
you in?
I was in it for like 2 seconds and then I got blown up.
That's nice. You scream in the is that your scream in the trailer?
No, they didn't even put me in the trailer.
This is a good. We should do movie reviews. I think this is good content. The movie reviews. So, the D-Rex, and that was also the first time that I began screaming out everything that was promoted in the film.
Yes.
By yelling Snickers, and then
But
also,
it is kind of funny that happened at the very beginning. That guy, like, his Snickers bar was gone, and that's when D-Rex went ape and started eating people.
D-Rex was looking for a way out.
Yeah.
The assumption was that he had a big brain, but it kind of just looked like he had fetal alcohol.
It did look like he had fetal alcohol. They were doing mutations of dinosaurs.
Yeah, and he didn't look. He didn't
take.
Yeah, but they kept him in there, and they had very much so. They kind of, it looked like they had characters for like an alien film that they just kind of let. They were like, let's just roll with these.
Why did they keep them alive? Maybe they were experimenting.
They were trying to fit well, and then they stayed alive because they just left them on the island. Why is it that every carnivorous dinosaur is always hungry and always angry in Jurassic Park? Can't they just have a moment?
That's what I was thinking during the whole thing, because they were all so aggressive. Like, don't they take a break? Are they hungry all the time?
Also, aren't humans kind of too small for like a T-Rex? Have you ever thought about that one? Like, they're kind of like,
it's like eating one French fry.
Yeah, like I would think a T-Rex or a large animal would go after a larger animal.
Well, I would think so too. Like a plant eater dinosaur.
Yes.
They had a lot of those. Why didn't they? That would be way more efficient.
Well, like also, so when they went after the girl, when at random she was looking for a boat. There was something that like the T-Rex had just eaten on the side, and then the T-Rex went after her.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and also they for some reason knew to be quiet around. Again, I'm all of this is very confusing to me. The family. So in this film, if you guys are still watching, in this film, there's like a family that randomly comes in, and I thought they were going to be goners, but then they ended up being the main kind of characters in the thing because it was a little girl, and a little advertising opportunity, and a little dog-looking dinosaur called Dolores.
Dolores.
A little marketing, a little toy that you could sell to the children's. But yeah, and also the shout out to the flawless character of Scarlett Johansson. No problems with her whatsoever. She was a perfect character throughout the entire thing. Knew exactly what to do the entire time.
She did.
It just, the whole thing didn't make any sense to me. That movie, it was fun to watch because of the moving chairs.
That's why they made that movie, so you could go to the theater and get popcorn and sit in moving chairs and yell Snickers.
And Heineken. Don't forget Heineken. Because when I'm on a tropical island and I'm prepping to go somewhere, I am drinking Heineken with a large Heineken neon light behind me.
Give me a Heine. That's exactly what
Did you also notice, by the way, in the final scene, again, all spoilers here, they had a gas station on the island. Suddenly there was nothing else on this island, a research facility, that had a gas station.
that was fully stocked.
that was fully stocked with Hershey's and Mars products lined up perfectly. Because there was Twix. There was also Lay's potato chips.
Wait, is Snickers and Hershey's with the same? Are they on the same?
Isn't it Mars? Hold on, let's see. Snickers.
Because was there some? There couldn't be
Mars,
contradicting.
I think it's Mars.
They wouldn't do that.
Yeah, so it's going to be Mars. These are all. So it was all Mars products. So it's Snickers, Twix, Kit Kat, and I believe Reese's.
Okay, I like Reese's.
Who doesn't?
Which wasn't in the movie at all, actually.
What, Reese's?
Mm-hmm.
I believe they were one of the candies that was lined up in the gas station.
Oh, I missed that.
But they focused on, because they did a thing. So when you went into the gas station, right? And they did this thing where you saw, they like moved along and they walked by it, and it was this old, nobody had touched this gas station for years, again, on an island with no roads. They have a gas station with, by the way, what looked like a Tesla Cybertruck. That's what they were driving around. Maybe.
That is what that looked like, actually.
And then they had all of the candies right in a row, the Mars candies.
Okay, I missed the Reese's.
I'm pretty certain there was a panic. We're never going to see it again. But if we did,
I'll never watch that again.
No, I never want to see that again.
No.
But I learned a little something about you, and that's that you will cry at any bullshit in a movie.
Oh yeah, I did.
Because
he survived. I knew he was gonna. Oh, I can't give it away. Oh, it's thundering really bad here.
Well, you'll be safe. You want to sing the thunder song? But no, he.
That would be giving too much away. I feel like I would feel guilty.
But there's a scene at the end where I was like, "Oh, come on!"
I was crying like a baby,
and you were crying
because it was so beautiful.
It was not. The ending.
It was. It was. I can't say what it is, but it was so beautiful. You should see it just for. Okay, say it. You say it.
You think a man sacrifices his life to the D-Rex? He's about to get that D. To the D-Rex. Because again, so hold on. So he has a flare, and the D-Rex chases the flare. So here's again another logical fallacy of the film. So he chases him off. He's got the flare, and then you see the D-Rex get close to him, and everybody escapes on the boat. And as they escape on the boat, he discovers that he has a flare gun to shoot the flare off, so that people can come back and get him. So if the D-Rex followed the flare, why wouldn't he just shoot the gun and get away with everybody to start with?
Because he was yelling with it too. He was like, "Look at me. This is what you want." And he was yelling with it too.
Look at me, D-Rex. Bring it in. And that's
come and give me that D.
Give me that D. Bring your.
Just kidding. It's over here now.
I just edited myself. Bring your fetal alcohol brain over here, D-Rex.
That's actually such a good description. That's exactly what he looked like. He looked like a Tyrannosaurus Rex with fetal alcohol syndrome and really bad breath.
Hold on, let me see if we have. Do they have the? They do have it.
Oh, yeah. You have to show it.
It's called the Distortus Rex. I'm not making this up.
Is that really what it?
That is
Look at Can you close in on his face? Yeah, look. That's very yes.
That's the Distortus Rex. He's got baby arms. He's got adult arms. There he is there he is when he got pissed off about the Snickers bar.
Yeah, see that guy in the front, he threw the Snickers bar down, and that's what set this.
Was he the Snickers bar guy?
I think so.
Well, that'll teach him. Don't you?
But also, in the very beginning, his partner didn't even open the door to help get him out. She totally had time to open the door.
Yes, and she was like, "Can't do it. Sorry, out of luck."
And she will. Mm-hmm.
Why is Distortus Rex so angry? Is it because of the fetal alcohol syndrome?
Mm-hmm. Look at it.
And this is the scene. Here he is right here. Here's the big hero going, hey, over here. And are you okay? Are you going to cry? I know
No.
this is a big part for you.
Just don't play it. I told myself I wasn't going to cry today.
Here he is again. This is actually right at the very end where he's like, I'm going into the water and you're going to follow me with the thing.
He's like, oh yeah, I could throw it. That would be a good idea. He sacrificed his life for the children.
But then he didn't because he got out.
Yeah, it's true.
They even had it in the poster, in the main poster. There he is with the.
That was like, that was the main plot twist. Well,
That
one
was-
of them.
Yeah, that was the big end.
Hmm.
This was the dumbest. This was the worst Jurassic Park I think I've ever seen.
Was it really?
I think so. The first one was good. I remember. Have you seen all the Jurassic Parks?
No, I've only seen the first one and this one.
You didn't see the second one where the girl randomly started doing an uneven bar routine?
No.
There's like a girl and she escapes raptors by doing an uneven bar routine in the
Oh, good for her.
She was very skilled. She had a very she knew what she was doing. So
What was the premise of the second one?
money? We need to sell the first one did well, and I don't know why anybody would get that vibe. Jim Bob.
My power might go out. That's how bad it is.
All right. Well, we should wrap it up then. I don't understand what Jim Bob is saying there. I don't understand. But anyway, listen, Sarah Sansoni, who is regular on TikTok now, again, back in, and a decent human being who cried at the end of Jurassic World Rebirth.
Who didn't cry at the end of Jurassic
The way-
World Rebirth?
The way God intended.
Exactly.
You're the only person who cried at the end of Jurassic World.
No, I'm not. Maybe you don't have feelings.
The rebirth, as we learned, involved a lot of drinking during pregnancy. And so the D-Rex was there. Okay. Sarah Sansoni, have you thought about giving up the gimmick with the voice or no? You're just doing your normal voice or no?
This is my real voice.
Oi. All right. Well, it's the little jokes. All right. Well, it's been a delightful time hanging out with you.
Okay.
I just don't want you to die. I know you're out in the woods right now, and I look forward to more of your commentary online and perhaps I don't watch Jurassic Park. Hold on. I can't stand Whoopi Goldberg or Joy Behar. That's good. I like that.
What?
Jim Bob says I don't watch Jurassic Park. I can't stand Whoopi Goldberg or Joy Behar. All right. Well, everybody can follow you at Sarah Sansoni. I want to thank our sponsors, the American Beverage Association, and also Calci. Let's go take a look at what's going on. Oh, by the way, also don't forget the wonderful Ezra Zion cigars right here. Our friends over at Ezra Zion. Let me just do a couple of. Will you stick around for the ads while I do some ads?
Yeah.
Here?
Yes.
All right. So we're going to go over to first take a look at the Ezra Zion store. Here we go. You can go over to the old the store, and right now, by the way, I had one of these yesterday. Bee's Knees Stolen Honey. They are incredibly. They're like fantastic. They're sweet. You actually do get the hint of honey off of the sticks on these, and they are going to sell out very quickly. I wonder how many are in this drop. Again, they do these very, very limited drops. It's the wrappers an 11-year aged Criollo 98 leaf. Binder and filler tobaccos will remain a closely guarded secret as always, and the tobaccos are aged between 5 and 13 years. I'm trying to see, there are only 640 sticks in this entire production. They will be sold out very, very quickly. So if you want to go over to EzraZionStore.com, you want to get these right now. I smoked one of those yesterday again. An incredible stick. I think I smoked it on the phone with you actually when I was talking to you. Also,
I didn't know that.
I smoke when I'm on the phone with you. And then we'll pan over on Calci.com, Calci.com/Tim Young. If you go over there, will Pam Bondi be out as Attorney General? At one point, it was all the way up to 26.5%, but right now it's down to 20% chance right there. Also, this is going to be an interesting one because again today, they started saying that the plot of Superman is about that of a immigrant's journey in America, which is like, fuck me, that's going to be terrible. What will Superman's Rotten Tomatoes score be? 76% of people are saying that it'll be above 82%. 43% says above 85%. And 22% say above 87. I think, honestly, it's going to be probably, they should do a below. Above 60% and quote, this movie is fresh. I think it's going to flop. I just have a feeling it's going to flop. I have a feeling it's not going to be what people want.
You're probably right.
And
If it's going down the typical pattern, you're probably right.
It really seems like it's going down that path that we've seen many, many a time.
They
Yeah.
never learn. Maybe he'll save the world against climate change, and that's why we need mass immigration so they can save us from climate change.
Do you know what the plot? I believe what they said the plot is, and I could look this up, but they said a major part of the plot is online disinformation about Superman.
No way. That's too on the money. But didn't we see a preview for it?
Yeah, but they don't like. I believe that is the public perception of him is what's going on. By the way. I'm dead serious. They said there's a part of that has to do with that. So
they have to get in there.
They might. This might be a good one to go see on moving chairs. I don't know. I might think about it on Friday. I'm not doing anything, so that's a thing. All right, so Kalshi.com/Tim Young. Again, you can go play along at the Superman's Rotten Tomatoes scores. Let's see if there's anything else. Again, here. Will Elon Musk actually create that new political party this year? There's a 45% chance. 45% chance right now. So there you go. Everything, go to Kalshi.com. Don't forget to drink your soda. Drink your soda pop. Get your Ezra Zion cigars. What else do I do? Do I have any other sponsors right now? I don't have any other sponsors right now. And then go follow Sarah Sansoni on all the social medias. Sound good to you? Good. Well,
I'm choppy right now.
You're choppy right now?
You are. Okay, now you're fine. The storm is here.
All right. Well, you be safe in the storm in the middle of nowhere. And thank you for being here, ma'am. And thank you for being professional. And again, I apologize for the last time you were on the show when people said that I was, I don't know.
That is so rude. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for having me.